So it's very important in this ongoing outbreak, before eating romaine lettuce, to ascertain where it was grown. And there's, in a restaurant, they are taking every precaution. But still, if one is eating in a restaurant, it's really important to ask the server specifically where, if they're ordering a Caesar salad or something with romaine lettuce in it, where the romaine lettuce was grown. If the restaurant can answer directly and clearly that it was grown in California, then it's safe to eat. If the answer is not so clear, then it's best to avoid eating any romaine lettuce in that particular food establishment. If one is buying lettuce in a grocery store or a market, one can check the label to see if it's clearly marked. Unfortunately, often it's not. And so it is very difficult to tell where the lettuce was grown. Sometimes the grocery store will know, and you can ask the people in the produce section, and they may be able to absolutely confirm that it was from California. By now, most grocery stores and markets and restaurants have removed all of their lettuce that was grown in Yuma, Arizona. But it is very difficult and confusing, and so if there is any uncertainty for the moment, it's best to avoid eating romaine lettuce. This particular bacteria, E.Coli 157H7, is very serious. It can cause very severe illness, and in the extreme can lead to death. So there's no real margin for error here, so you can't assume, unless it's clearly marked or the produce manager tells you that they have confirmed that all of their lettuce is grown from California. If there's any doubt, do not assume and do not eat. With this particular bacteria, you cannot wash it away. The bacteria itself has a way of attaching often to the lettuce, to the matrix of the lettuce, so that washing it will not rinse it off. And so the advisories that CDC and FDA have both put out at this point on eating romaine lettuce that might have been grown in Yuma, Arizona. If you're unsure, toss it, don't eat it, and you cannot wash it away. And many of the restaurants by now, this outbreak, of course, they pay special attention to notices and alerts, and so many of them have taken great care to get in lettuce from lettuce in the United States basically is grown in 2 different areas. In the winter, our lettuce comes from the Yuma, Arizona area. In the summer, it comes from California when it's too hot to grow it in Arizona. And so right now we're in a transition period. Here we are, we're in May, it's spring, so the lettuce is coming to an end in the Arizona growing area, and it's moving to the California. So that's why we do have lettuce that has been grown in California, but it needs to be made clear. The other possible confusion is if people buy cut lettuce or mix, sometimes you might look in a package and you might see arugula, you might see other types of lettuce, not noticing that romaine lettuce is actually part of that salad mix. So again, if it's in any kind of mixed lettuce, again, you need to be very careful if it has romaine lettuce and where it was grown. So the incubation period, or the time between when you would eat contaminated lettuce and start to feel sick, would range from 1 to 3 days, generally. The symptoms are basically stomach cramps and diarrhea. And the diarrhea can be, sometimes it can be mild, but with this particular bacteria, often it's more severe and can even be bloody. So watery, bloody diarrhea, stomach cramps, sometimes some vomiting. Fever usually is not that high with this particular bacterial infection. So it's really the cramping and the diarrhea are the main 2.